Pastor Ngetich, who will lead us in a prayer.
Thank you. May I ask that we reverently bow together as we pray? Eternal loving Father, we are here gathered this evening to join our graduates, to thank you, Lord, for the favor, for doors that you've opened, for knowledge and wisdom that you've imparted on each one of us. We stand with the families who are happy and excited that this moment has come. You've opened doors for finances to be possible for us to be able to pursue these academic endeavors. We also want to thank you as we begin this program, that you may be able to lead all the undertakings. Put your word in the mouths of those who will speak encouragements to us. And even as we see into prospects of the future, that you may be able to open doors to places that you will take us. That we may be able to reach back and give not only to this land, but to also to our land. And so we are here gathered. If there is any sadness among us, we pray that you may speak peace to us. And at the end of it all, may all glory and honor come to you. Bless us, therefore, as we begin this program, because we ask your favor and your guidance, because we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Sami Ngetich. Pastor Sami Ngetich is a PhD student, a student at Andrews University. Now, we'll move on, considering that we have our ambassador with us today. Thank you, Ambassador Amayo, for joining us. We consider this an official event and would like to start with our national anthem. Being that we are in the US, we'll do one for Kenya and the one for US. I think Professor Cherono will lead us into that.
Yes, thank you so much again. We will start with the US national anthem and then the Kenya national anthem. As you can see, this forum is being run by students. So we have a wonderful students all the way from elementary school. We have Jasmine Courier and Miles Courier from Riverbend Elementary School and Riverbend Middle School in North Carolina. Welcome, the Miles.
Your Excellency, the Ambassador, Honorable Lazarus L. Amayo, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings and good evening. My name is Miles Harrison Curia, and I'm happy and honored to participate in this special event. And congratulations to all the graduates. Thank you to the organizers and leaderships led by Professor Gerono Rodich. My task is to simply give a brief background of our two national anthems, United States and Kenya. The national anthem, like other national symbols of a country, represents the tradition, history, and beliefs of a nation and its people. Hence, it helps evoke feelings of patriotism among the country's citizens and reminds them of their nation's glory, beauty, and rich heritage. The United States national anthem is the Star-Spangled Banner. This song's lyrics originated as a poem written in 1814 titled Difference of Fort McHenry, written by Francis Scott Key. He wrote the poem after watching British ships bombard Fort McHenry and Chesapeake Bay during the War of 1812. The poem was later set to music written by Jones DeFord Smith that had accompanied a British song titled To an Acorn in Heaven. The U.S. Navy adapted the Star-Spangled Banner as the national anthem in 1889. In 1916, President Woodrow Wilson officially recognized the song as the national anthem, and in 1931, the U.S. Congress made it official. Here's my beautiful sister, Jasmine Jerry Curia, presenting the United States national anthem. Welcome, Jasmine.
you, Miles. Okay, I'll just start now. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Thank you.
The Kenyan national anthem. The tune of the Kenyan national anthem is an African song which originated from the Pokemon tribe in Kenya. It was a traditional lullaby sung mostly by mothers to their children. The national anthem was prepared by a 5-member commission headed by the then Kenyan music advisor, Mr. Graham Helswell. They created a tune that would possess the dignity of the country. The man credited with creating the anthem is known as Msikalini Mora Menza. The words of the Kenyan national anthem express the deepest convictions and the highest aspirations of the Kenyan people. The words in the national anthem united the nation. The Kenyan national anthem is considered to be a collective prayer. It recognizes the place of God in the formation and sustenance of the country. The citizens of the Kenyan publicly heard the song for the first time in 1963 at midnight on Independence Day. They were listening to the speeches by the outgoing colonial governor and then incoming leader Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of Kenya. Thank you, and Jasmine, take it away, my friend.
Thank you once again. O God of all creation, bless this our land and nation. Justice be our shield and defender. May we dwell in unity, peace, and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. Let one and all arise with hearts both strong and true. Service be our earnest endeavor in our homeland of Kenya, heritage of splendor. Firm may we stand to defend. Let war with one accord and common bond united build this our nation together. In the glory of Kenya, the fruit of our labor, fill every heart with thanksgiving. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Miles and Jasmine, for that wonderful session. It's an honor to have you, and we feel appreciated by your presence. Thank you once again. So as we move to the next session, where I have to introduce Professor Cherono, who will take us through an overview of KESID, what KESID does, what it stands for, and its mandate. Thank you. Welcome, Professor Cherono.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to keep it very brief because this day is about the students and about the graduates. KESID is Kenya Students in Diaspora. Started this organization in 2019, actually as a mentoring group with students who had questions. And 2020, I formally registered it as a nonprofit organization in North Carolina for purposes of just supporting our students. When I came to this country as an international student, I struggled. I don't know about any of you, but I struggled. I went to school as a PhD student, as a single mother with 2 girls. It was a nightmare. I thought I was gonna die. I didn't know I was gonna make it. But I promised God that if you saved my life, most of you know my story, what I've gone through. I was in a coma for eight days. Long story, cut it short. But when I survived that nightmare, I said, God, if you help me survive this time, I will make sure I pay back, I pay forward. So to me, when I finally got a job and I had the opportunity to mentor, I did not want any students to suffer. I did not want any students to go around looking for resources. When we came through at that time, we did not have any formal organizations. There was nowhere to turn to for resources. So I thought this is really an opportunity to bring scholars together, to bring community members together, and to embrace our young people. It is very difficult in this country. So the purpose of this group is to mentor, to provide network, resources, and my philosophy is pay back, pay forward. So we're here, students, to stand with you, to be a bridge builder, to be a source of encouragement, to celebrate you, to cheer you, and to stand with you every step of the way. That's what we do at KESID. We just support, we mentor, we encourage, we point you to directions. We have a lot of mentors, including one of our members who just passed away, Dr. Arimu, was a great, one of our members who mentors, and we have a lot of mentors is here. So again, thank you so much. Students, family, we are just here to support our students. I'll give you for an example. It's registered in North Carolina as a nonprofit. Every semester, I can actually sponsor up to 5 students to pay in-state. This past semester with COVID, I was able to, 3 students were able to pay in-state tuition to a community college in North Carolina. So that is the advantage of having those organizations, is if you're an international student and you're stuck, if I give them a letter to say that you're mentoring, you're volunteering with the organization, then they can pay in-state tuition instead of paying international students' fees. So again, we have a website, we have information. I'm gonna keep it brief. It's about students today. Thank you so much. And Gilbert, take over. Welcome, thank you for your service, for volunteering, those who volunteered, those who supported us. Ambassador Balosi, I cannot thank you enough. It means so much to me. It means so much to our students. It means so much to those of us who are trying to better our lives so we can contribute. You can pay back and pay forward to our country. Thank you so much. God bless you. Gilbert, my wonderful students, take over. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Professor Cherono, for that wonderful overview, brief and straight to the point. Thank you for always holding our hands and guiding us with the other mentors who are here. And today we have the honor of being joined by our very own Kenyan ambassador to the US, Ambassador Amayo, who is our keynote speaker. And without wasting any time, let me take this honor to welcome Ambassador Amayo to speak to the student and our mentors who have joined us this evening. Karibu, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Gilbert. And let me begin by acknowledging, of course, Professor Cherono Rotich, faculty members, the graduates, the organizers and members of KESID and their supporters, and even parents, including the young ones that led us in the 2 national anthems, as well as, of course, my colleagues that have joined you from the Kenyan Embassy. Thank you very much for the invitation to join you and the family of Kenyan students in diaspora to celebrate this important and joyous occasion, though virtually. I'm here with my colleague, Mr. David Koech, who is our second counselor in charge of matters education and matters diaspora. I believe Mr. Ekitela was also keen to join you. He had one assignment he was hoping to finish and join you, but this is partly because of the importance we attach to the diaspora, and in this particular case, matters education. Indeed, this is the time to recall for some of you all those sleepless nights and random breakdowns you experienced while reading and writing dissertations or theses, with nostalgia and a sigh of relief as you open a new chapter of your life. Getting to where you are is not a walk in the park. You can again say to yourself with a broad smile in your face that yes, you made it with God, by God's grace, and that your effort and sacrifice finally paid off. Education investment is both resource and mind draining. Your achievement is a clear manifestation of how much you and your esteemed family have sacrificed to this end. The fortunate thing about this kind of investment is that it is a lifelong and ever-fulfilling venture. Professor Cherono Rotich has been a resource person to the embassy and a reference point to many Kenyan students pursuing studies in the United States. Our sacrifice and commitment in assisting many Kenyan students is worth emulating. May I call upon you to pick up a lesson from her and try to broaden and brighten it for sole interest of our country, Kenya. I see in today's gathering many lecturers, professors, and some, good enough, are in their gowns to be able to remind some of us who graduated, maybe if we reveal when we graduated, especially undergraduate, some of you would think we should be old men who we should be looking after their goats when you talk of 40 years ago. But we still vividly remember when the caps were turned one side to the other, and by God's grace, we are still around. As you may be aware, Professor Rotich was awarded a meritorious and prestigious excellence in technical award by the state of North Carolina in 2016. We continue to commend her and confess that we wish we had many more of Rotich's. And those of you who also receive such accolades, please share with us so that we can continue to be proud of our diaspora. And as you provide service both in this country and in Kenya, since things have changed, you are global citizens. In future, let us alert the embassy. We are more than willing to join any one of you in celebrating such momentous achievements. You are entering as students now, as graduates, the job market at a time when the world is facing enormous challenges of underperforming economies. Your ingenuity to use and apply acquired skills from learning institutions and environment is an indispensable asset and a multiplier for making yourself a better member of society, as we believe that the education that you've received is adequate and appropriate for meeting the needs and challenges of the 21st century. The world, and Kenya for that matter, is looking for creators of goods, services, opportunities, and not mere consumers of scarce and finite resources. Here I'm reminded by Mwalimu Nyerere what he used to say and used to advocate for education for self-reliance and sufficiency. But here we have a mixed grill from those from the primary education to secondary education to higher education. And higher education is even a more interesting one that has continued to evolve over the years. From the days that when you talk of the medieval time, it was more of meeting the education to get the clerks and monks to have education beyond cathedrals and monastic schools. But a good university by any standard should be able to train a student to broaden their mind and horizons, to allow students to see relationships of apparently different phenomena that come their way, to acquire knowledge independently, and to encourage creative and independent thinking, critical thinkers that can be able to conquer intellectual challenges and to develop confidence to challenges and dogma, authorities and paradigms, not just preparing people for work, but I believe Professor Otich and I see so many here, Peter Theory, Dr. Lagat, and many others in academic attires, is that education as a broader objective beyond jobs. I believe most of the universities are now telling you that you need to acquire that education so that you can also provide leadership, so that you can also be, as innovators, as being creative, you are not looking forward just to be an employee, but you end up actually turning to be an employer yourself. But as Professor Cherono is saying, this evening is not an occasion for long remarks. We are here to celebrate the achievements of our own. I just wanted to add that as you undertake to implement the traditional university chancellor's graduation decree, that we give you powers to read and to do all that pertains to your decree, to consider Kenya, and for those of you in the US, I know some of you are citizens, yes, consider the US too, but consider Kenya, your motherland, as your favorite destination for services and investment. And as a government, we'll continue to provide enabling and favorable investment climate for everyone. And so we look forward to continued collaboration with you. And let me quote just one or two quotes, and then I'll stop, Professor Cherono and Gilbert. Education should prepare you to play a dynamic and constructive part in the development of society. You are the American and the Kenyan one or global one. And as Professor Cherono said, giving back to society as an educated person is not only a process of honoring universal obligation of service to humanity, but also a measure of sense of patriotism by an individual to his country, his region, or to humanity. The great philosopher Plato once said that a fully educated person possesses not only knowledge, but wisdom as well, and that he will see the moral necessity of putting his wisdom and his knowledge of all things to the service of society in which he lives. Pastor Ngetich, who gave the opening prayers, reminds me of my old days as a student, and I did education minor. So the discussions on what is education, what is the aim of education, the purpose of education. And so there used to be a famous quotation from Ellen White that true education is the harmonious development of the physical, mental, and spiritual powers that prepares students for joy of service and for greater joy or wider service in the world to come. So it means you transcend this world, you go even to the next one. And so we are proud of KESID, and even the very fact that you started with the word of prayer is very encouraging. It is important that we give that to our children. You give that to our children, and when they grow up, even if they falter midway, they'll remember and come back. And so I thank you very much, KESID, for all those achievements. And last but not least, I was quite impressed with reading, I recall when I was in UK, about Professor Eric Thomas, who was then Vice Chancellor of University of Bristol. But at that particular time, he was also the chairman or the president of UK universities. And when asked about functions of higher education, I was quite impressed with his remarks or his definition. Professor Eric Thomas said that the main functions of higher education and universities are predominantly twofold. One is as an educational establishment, and the second as generators of knowledge and technology. As educational establishments, their function is to provide able, self-directed learners that are independent and confident, and will go out into society to give society through leadership or through civic duties. As knowledge generators, they are research institutions there to provide new knowledge, to change paradigms, to aid society in its development, and in meeting new challenges as they come along. And so we wish our graduates today the best. And if it is a bachelor degree and you have an opportunity for getting a master's, please go for a master's. If you had a master's and there's opportunity for getting a doctorate, please go for a doctorate. And I can see Janet Kwamba is also joining me. What is interesting is that education is lifelong. And somebody once remarked that one of the signs also of an educated person is, to some extent, having learned how to live with people and having known what he or she has covered, the aspect of humility. How does humility come in? When you are at high school, in the Kenyan system, you study actually primary school, you study all subjects. In secondary school, you choose, but you still carry almost 3/4 of what is available in the curriculum. In those days, those who did A-level, you would specialize maybe in 3 subjects. At the university, yes, you pick, eventually end up with 1. All right, then you go for master's, you specialize in a particular area. You go for PhD, the range is even narrower, you specialize in one small area. How does it make you humble? It makes you become humble because you realize that, yes, you are an authority in a particular field, but a very small field. You still do not know many, many, many other things. And so learning continues. We wish our graduates the best, and may God continue to richly bless you in your current undertakings and plans for the future. And and for Professor Cherono and the dons that are here, we are proud of you and proud of our students, and proud, I hope you're also proud of your Kenyan heritage, and the mission is available to engage with you at your convenience. I'll not go into consular issues today. If there are any issues, you have Professor Cherono, you have Peter Ndiangui, and quite a number of colleagues that always brief us on happenings, even if there are delays in matters of passports and IDs. As reminders, we are together. And allow me just to say that authority has been granted for the LA office, our office in Los Angeles, to start processing e-passport, so that those from those regions, those areas, don't have to travel all the way to Washington, DC. The office in New York will also start processing the ID cards, so that you don't have to come to Washington, DC if you're from that area. We had hoped that we would get both LA and New York to offer services of providing the new generation IDs and passports. But stage one, we only got LA, which was already giving IDs. At least we have got authority for them to get the e-passports. New York is starting with ID processing, but will appeal, if possible, to get an additional slot as we look for services to be rendered from other consulates, like in Texas, Illinois, Seattle in Washington State, and 2 others that we are still processing. But otherwise, thank you very much and God bless you. And tuko pamoja in this endeavor to see our young ones go through. I was quite impressed with the young ones who did, Miles and, is it Njeri? What is her name? Miles and
Jasmine. Oh.
Yeah.
Miles and Jasmine. Yeah, she's Njeri. She's Jasmine Njeri, yes. Miles and Justin Njeri, thank you very much. And please remind the older folks to be able to sing along when the national anthems of Kenya and the United States are being sung, because one day you'll be embarrassed. You may be alone and somebody will ask you to lead. And I don't think you'd like to be noted that you are unable to sing along with any of the 2 national anthems. Thank you very much, and back to you, Gilbert. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana, Ambassador Amayo, for those pieces of advice and wonderful words to our graduates. I believe from what you just gave us, the graduates who are here were able to pick something from it, and they will use it going forward. And just to add on that, I would like to welcome 2 of our graduates who just graduated the other day, so that to add on what Ambassador Mayo has told us, they can give us some few words of wisdom now that they went through the process. For us who are still in the process, even for those who are finished and aspiring to continue, maybe the words of wisdom will help us going forward. I will welcome Lynn Nyamoya and George Kubai. To start with you, Lynn, welcome.
Hi. Habari zenyu wa Kenya. I'm Lina Nyamwaya. Lina Nyamwaya. Mokeira is my middle name. So not Lynn, but Lina. But anyway, thank you so much. I thank God for this opportunity. I thank God for friends like Professor Rotich. When she reached out, I thought she was soliciting money for COVID. Like we always talk about the struggles of this country. So when she gave me a call, I was like, oh, okay, I know, let me just pick up the phone. So she left me a voicemail, I called her back, and I was really, truly wrong on this one. I was very surprised when she says, Lina, I just wanted to celebrate you, and I need you to be a keynote. Most of you know me as a speaker. I am a paid speaker in the United States. I've been an RN most of my life. But this time in December, I graduated with a master's in education leadership. And so I am truly honored and excited, not only by the call from Professor Rotich, but by giving me the opportunity to stand and share the platform with the honorable, like our ambassador to the United States, Ambassador Lazarus Amayo. So for everyone who heeded to the call, for everyone who saw the poster, the flyer on Facebook, online, for everyone who's reached out through the WhatsApp groups and Telegram and joined us, all of you tonight, I want to thank God for you, because you could have chosen to be elsewhere. But I am grateful that you're here to celebrate us and also celebrate each other. So mine is going to be very short. I can talk all night, as most of you know me, but I'll try to be as brief as possible, because Professor Rotich warned me that you have 10 minutes. I'll try to stay under that. So thanks everyone once again, and thank God. The Kenyan diaspora graduates, class of 2021, we are really here for us or for you. I'm proud and to be part of that. Whether you got a license, a certificate, a diploma, a undergraduate or a doctorate degree, or even an associate or a master's, we celebrate you. There's really no too small an achievement. not to acknowledge. And education, like you've heard the words of the ambassador and everybody speaking tonight, is lifelong. Like most of you, my journey started like how Professor described it, the struggle. My journey started as an F1 student, whether it was issues of makaratasi, working, going to school, like most of you, studying while feeling homesick, worrying about tuition. I came from a single parent home. We didn't have a lot of money. So I empathize for those in school, hang in there. Whether it was issues of not knowing the appropriate dress for the weather, whether you're dressing in summer clothes in the winter or the winter clothes in summer when we landed here, I've been there, I've done that. I remember it was a beautiful, for example, you guys saw the numbers that were put out by the central bank. The diaspora is remitting cash to Kenya. We did 6 billion shillings weekly through the pandemic in 2020. That is just amazing. And that is the power of coming here. So I don't take the diaspora education of movement lightly. So going back to 1997, one beautiful, it was like a sunny, beautiful day in the fall when I was very, very new in this country. I dressed in my cute light viscose dress. Those who remember viscose, for the younger generation and the non-dress wearers, that was a light sundress. That was light material, like summer material. I had a light jacket on and I thought, you know what? I got my first check working in a nursing home as a laundry girl. Let me go walk to the bank and send my mom some money because I wanted to share that first check with her. I walked to the bank. It was cold, but I saw the sun. So I wasn't thinking, as you know, as Kenyans, we don't think about the weather. So I thought it was sunny. I thought it was kind of the tropical weather that we live in. I walked to the bank. It was about 2 miles of walking. I didn't have a car. Remember those days? Professor Rotichu and I have had this conversation. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a cell phone. I wasn't dressed appropriately, but I walked to the bank. And when I got to that bank, I did what I needed to do. I sent the money. Now, when I was done with that mission, I started freezing. I was so cold. I couldn't feel my nose. I couldn't feel my ears. My hands were freezing. But guess what? That is what you do as an international student in a foreign land sometimes. I didn't know I needed to ask the people in the bank for help. I didn't know I could call a taxi or a cab. Those days, once again, for the youngsters, there was no Uber or Lyft. We just walked or got a ride or caught a bus or something. Now, that day, that was in the Midwest in Chicago, for those who know how cold the world can get. So I like to tease the Americans and remind them that I literally got a cold welcome to the United States. It was literally cold. And so I walked, as I'm walking back, I've done about a mile walking back to where we lived. I saw a Jeep Wrangler. For those Kenyans who are new, a Jeep Wrangler is like a Mahindra. It's one of those cute cars. It pulled closer to me and this woman stopped and yelled out, "Need a ride?" I don't think even I understood what she said. I just saw a car stopped. I went closer and I say, "Yes, please, and thank you." And I got in. And as I walked in, it was a young college white student who probably felt sorry for me and wondered why I was walking, and she probably could see I was frozen. Or maybe she had observed me walking, I don't know. We exchanged our names, we exchanged pleasantries. She told me she was attending college in the nearby city. I was so intrigued by her kindness, I really wanted to attend her college. But for some reason, shock to you all, I knew where we lived. I gave her the address and I was able to get there. So she dropped me off and went her way. I like to say that that's my first miracle in America, that God sent me a helper to walk me and help me through that cold. Why do I share that story? To really show you how far we've come. So when you see this glory of us being adjunct professors or being leaders in the hospitals, we've walked through the cold, we've dressed wrong, we've made mistakes, we now know to ask, but we are here to mentor and support those who need it. And that is one of the reasons I mentor people so much, not only to tell them what to wear, because I remember coming to America, my uncles, even who had been in the United States, all they told me is avoid bad company, avoid alcohol, avoid drugs, and then you'll be fine. No one told me that it's gonna be seasonal. We are going to Chicago, it's gonna snow, you're gonna need warm clothes, or somebody's gonna tell me, like in school, make sure you ask your professors for information. Nobody ever walked us through that. So my job as a mentor today is to really give you the survival skills that are going to help you excel and not go through what we went through. Again, it's very important to get this international education, but you don't have to be an island getting it. Speaking of international education, Most of you who follow me on Facebook, you know how I brag about the power of international education. The former President Barack Obama is a product of international education. We are international education. We wouldn't have the current Vice President, Kamala Harris, had it not be for international education. The parents came here for that. So when people kind of downplay who we are and why we're here, remind them that we are raising global leaders, and we are the global leaders. Speaking of which I like also to brag about Nobel Peace Prize winner like Wangari Maathai, Professor Wangari Maathai. She went to my school, Loreto, which even though she went there way before I was thought of, I like to brag and own her as a woman because she was not only a Nobel Prize winner, but she also went through international education. Going down the list, you can think about Honorable Raila Odinga, who was in Germany. You can think about Tom Mboya, who was right here in the United States. In fact, Tom Mboya was so active, like Professor Rotich, that he was in the movement. Just the same way Professor Rotich is, she's always looking for ways to support students. Tom Mboya was that leader who was in the movement of finding scholarships for international students up to reaching out to Dr. Martin Luther King. And if you remember, those who followed the movement, you know that he was the keynote speaker at the African Freedom Dinner with Dr. Martin Luther King, and they got scholarships for Kenyan students like you and I. So why do I bring this story? Our current president of the the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, was probably freezing his butt off in Massachusetts like I was freezing in Chicago because he was an international student. So let's just not downplay the power of international education, but also let me challenge all of us as I count the numbers. All the leaders that we see, we are them and they are us. So our job is to make sure that we live and create an impact, probably bigger than they did, because you can see the technology advancement and everything happening around us. Let's celebrate the first female CJ of Kenya. I cannot forget to mention that as a woman, Martha Koome, who just became the first female Chief Justice of Kenya. I like to remind people that I am my grandmother's wild dreams. My grandmother, like most of your grandparents, was born colonized. They didn't have an education or formal education, but they invested in all of us and gave us these opportunities that we enjoy today. My grandmother didn't really have much, but I'm grateful that she came to the States before she passed to see where we are. I would have loved her to be here today to celebrate how far we have grown and who we are becoming. However, I do know that like most of you are legacies of your parents and grandparents and those who thought of you. I like to say that I am my grandmother's wildest dreams and I am our legacy. Therefore, I want to thank all the parents, all the grandparents, all the guardians, all the teachers and strangers who invested in all of us to enable us to be here, whether it's pocket money or fundraising or a bank statement for a visa, or to remember those who really saw it fit to support us. You might have been barefoot, you might have been like that barefooted child who ran around and attended mad world classrooms. But we are here today as graduates in the most prestigious country in the world. This land has plenty of opportunities. And while I finish, I want to say one thing that I want to remind people. I've had a theme from Professor Gerona. I've had a theme, the same language from Ambassador Mayo, and Gilbert kind of stressed the same message, which is we need mentors. So to quote the words of former First Lady Michelle Obama, she said it best. We should always have three friends in our lives. One who walks ahead, who we look up to and follow. One who walks beside us, who is with us every step of our journey. And then one who we reach back for and bring along after we've cleared the way. That is mentorship. You need to look up to someone. You need someone to walk and cheer you on, and you need someone to lift someone up as you grow. So my last 7 things to take away, all of us, whether you're a graduate, a community person, a leader, a mentor, an ambassador, a faculty member, I want to share 7 things that I love to share that we can walk away with, hopefully some tips that can help us go from arriving, surviving, and really, truly thriving to make a difference as we send all those billions to support our people back home. Number 1, learn from those who have succeeded. Find a mentor or a coach who inspires you so then you can learn from them. It is so worth it. Number 2, believe in yourself so much that it doesn't matter if others do not. And as people with an accent, as immigrants, you know what I'm talking about. You must believe in yourself. So when others look down on you, you know what's in here, not what people think. Be grateful and pray to have enough so you can give. And for those of us who are here, and sometimes we tease and say that the people back home think money is grown on trees, let's pray to have in abundance so that when they reach, we are clearly better off than them. The moment we got that visa, I always say that we are much better than anybody back home because we got the money and we got the resources, and we live in the land of opportunity. Number 4, be curious and ask with empathy to learn. Attend workshops. For those younger than me or who are getting in the system now, education, formal education from a university or college can do so much. Attending workshops and building networking relationships from conferences is what I call a street PhD, is what gets you far. It's what gets you what you want to survive and thrive in this country. So you effectively navigate relationships with humility so you can learn. And number 5, become a member of some community. I can't stress this enough. KESID is there. I'm a member as of right now. There's so many communities, churches, chamas. Don't be alone now. Nobody's an island. We must learn to live together as a community. Martin Luther King said it well. We can learn to live together as sisters and brothers or perish together as fools. So belong to something because it's very lonely when you're alone. And respectively engage, that's number 6, is respectively engage those who are different from you. There's so much to learn. Different in language, different in religion, different in color, different in education, but just create conversations and hear what people have to say. Number 7 and last, you hear people say, Kenyans, Mimi, apana, I don't want Kenyans. I don't have friends, I don't need friends. But allow me to suggest, be the friend you wish you had. I would rather face every challenge than type rest in peace on any social platform. Reach out to people and find friends. All of us are very blessed. We are here in such times as this. We put in the work, we are celebrating each other, and let us go out there, use our knowledge, expertise, and intelligence to make a difference, because clearly we are needed here, we are needed abroad, we are needed back home, because we had a village raise us. It's our opportunity to raise the village now that we have grown. So now my last quote is that because you must use your presence to make a difference. You must use your presence to create an impact, because your absence will not make a difference if you don't use your presence to create an impact. Congratulations, Kenyan Diaspora graduates, class of 2021, and thank you.
Thank you, Lina Nyamweya. That was timely for us, for the mentors, for the graduates, even for us students who are still on this journey. And to add on that, I'll welcome George Kubai, who has a story to tell.
Oh, man, I'm tired.
Hello, my name is George Kubai, and I'm a recent graduate from Brown University. And I just graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Biomedical Engineering. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to speak with you all today and give some words of wisdom on behalf of the Kenyan Diaspora graduates of 2021, especially following those 2 amazing speeches by our Honorable Ambassador and Lina. So I was born in Kenya and I moved here when I was 8 years old. So to be here today with an Ivy League degree after having watched my mother's struggle with immigration for so long is a testament of God's goodness. And today, instead of just talking about my academic journey and my future plans, I wanted to take this time to talk a little bit about joy, which is something we all need. So I heard this story of an airplane pilot. He was flying over the Tennessee mountains and he points out a lake to his co-pilot and he says, "Do you see that little lake over there? When I was a kid, I used to sit in that rowboat over there, down there fishing. And every time a plane would fly overhead, I would look up and I would wish I was flying. And now today, every time I fly over that lake, I wish I was in a rowboat fishing." How many of us can relate to this feeling? We go after things because we think they will make us happy, only to find that when we get there, there's always something better. And as graduates, it's easiest to relate to this feeling. We've worked all of our lives for this moment, and now we're here. So it's easy for us to be riddled with questions about what is next in life and miss out on the joy of this moment right here. When I was in middle school here in the US, I was convinced that I just needed to get to high school and I would be happy. And then when I got to high school, I realized that the high school still had its faults. So this changed. And I was now convinced that I just needed to get to college, and there I would have all the freedom I needed to finally be happy. As a graduating senior here at Brown, the mountain standing between me and my joy became finding a job. I was convinced that once I find a job, I'll finally have that joy. And now that I've accomplished that and found my post-grad job, there's still questions about what comes after that. But in all of these things, I have learned one very key lesson, and that is the secret to lasting joy. And this lesson is the secret to lasting joy is contentment. And I hope that by the end of this short speech that I'm going to give, that you too will be able to see that joy is found in the ability to be content. One of the best lessons in contentment for me is found actually in the Bible, in the book of Philippians. And the writer of this book is Paul. And at this time, he's writing this book while sitting in a prison, awaiting execution for false charges due to religious persecution at the time. And he's writing this letter to his fellow Christians, and he says this. He says, "I'm not saying this because I'm in need, for I know I have learned what it is to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want." And here, Paul is not speaking of contentment as this state of complacency or even indifference to his situation. Rather, he's speaking of contentment as this idea that right here, right now, he can find joy in all of his situations, regardless of what is going on externally. As graduates, we find ourselves in what I like to call a now what moment in life. It's this unfamiliar place where we don't quite know what life has to offer next, whether that's career-wise, grad school, location, family, everything is up in the air. And it's easiest in these now what moments to tell ourselves that our joy will not come until we can answer all of these questions. But this story of Paul teaches us a very simple secret to finding lasting joy, and that is contentment, finding contentment right where we are. See, joy can be an elusive pursuit if we base it on changing factors, because there will always be something better. Once we get that dream job, there's always something better. Once you get into that dream school, there's always something better after that. Once you make the right amount of money, even then, there's always something better. But real joy is found in when we learn to be content. So, Kenyan graduates of 2021, after this incredible feat that you have accomplished of graduating when all the odds were stacked against us, let us take on something even bigger. Let us learn to be content in the rowboat that we're fishing in now, rather than looking at the planes up above. And that, my friends, is a joy that no one can take away from you, especially in this time as we celebrate our graduation. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
George, are you going to make an altar call after that speech? Ready for that.
Thank you, George, for those wonderful words. It was timely. I watched your speech during graduation, and wow, you're going far. Keep on.
Thank you so much.
Be contented. Be contented, as you said, and I know you'll reach places. For every one of us who are here, the graduates who just gone through the process, I believe we have had words of wisdom from Ambassador Amayo. We've had words of wisdom from Lina. We have had words of wisdom from George Kubai, and we have taken something home, something that will work going forward, knowing that what we've taken from these three speakers, there is something that will help us on our journey. As we continue, we were able to get a few names and a few pictures from the graduates who did their graduation. We were not able to get everyone. We are sorry, but for the few that we got, we want to celebrate them and at least give them a minute or so to just say a word of thank you for everyone here who stood with them as we move on. So we'll we would love to, we have a PowerPoint.
So as you pose the PowerPoint, when he calls your name, then we'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to share something. Okay.
So we'll start with Stanley.
Yeah, can you make it full screen? Can you make it full screen slideshow?
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, good. There you go.
We'll start with Stanley Karanja, who obtained a doctorate degree of counseling in Midwest College, a school of Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, Kansas City, Missouri. Welcome, Stanley. Are you with us?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Welcome.
Congrats.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Reverend Dr. Stanley Karanja. I'm a counselor and a pastor serving in Baltimore, Maryland. I am a licensed clinical professional counselor. I'm very excited because my journey, unlike some of the people, is a little long. I counted the years that I was in school and I realized I was in school, not continuously though, but I was in school for 55 years. How did that happen? Well, listen to me. I went to nursery school in 1966. That time I was 6 years old. 1974, I did my CPE. 1978, I did my EACE. 1980, I did my EAACE. You might not know what that is, but it is East African Advanced Certificate of Education that we did in Form 6. I went to a diploma college, Kagumo Teachers College, and I did my diploma in education 1988. And there God gave me a good friend who has been my wife today for nearly 33 years. 1998, I graduated from Pan Africa Christian University. Then it was called PAC, and I became a pastor. 2008 now, in this country, I was able to graduate with a Master of Science in Pastoral Counseling, and I acquired a license. I began to serve God as a licensed clinical professional counselor. I was not contented that I had not reached the very end of my desire to become a doctor. So I enrolled 2016 for a Doctor of Counseling program at the Midwestern College in Kansas City. And my journey had a lot of roadblocks, I must say, because the very year I started my doctoral journey, my daddy, my hero, he died that year, 2016, October, my father died. You can imagine I almost dropped out of school because I had to go to Kenya to bury my father, and coming out of school and other people are learning, you can imagine how that was. Then I persevered, I fought on. The very year I was supposed to graduate, COVID happened and there were issues here, there. Hence, my graduation is this year. I am so happy that I have reached this far. I did not reach here alone. I had many Kenyans who helped me, many Kenyans. And for those, I want to even thank them. I was introduced to KESID by a couple in Ohio. I want to shout out their names, Dr. Priscilla Getimo and her husband, Ebo Getimo. They are part of this. They were mentoring me as I was doing research because I had questions I was asking outside of my college. Because, of course, there's a Kiswahili saying that says, mcheza kwao hutunzwa. Mimi nilitunzwa kwetu by a team of people who have become doctors. And now today I am one. My passion was to help couples and to help families thrive in this community we call the diaspora. And the topic I researched, I called it marital oneness, family wellness, and acculturation of Kenyan immigrant families, Kenyan immigrant couples. And I did a correlation study. I'm so grateful that as a Kenyan, I have a tool that I can use with other counselors to be able to enhance oneness for a couple so that they won't be beaten up by acculturation stress. And also they can be able to really boost their family into wellness so that we can do what we came to this country to do. I'm so grateful even for KESID for bringing us here to celebrate. I feel so honored that we are here doing this. Sister Gerono Heko, thank you for founding this. I feel I have actually joined a community. Thank you, the lady, the RN, Lina, who talked about join and actually identify with a community. I joined this community even in addition to the many other communities that I have, like KCFA, like Marriage Dynamic National Forum, like Mirrad Kenyan Organization, all of which I serve. But I want to say thank you even for giving me this opportunity to say a word of two. If you ever get a problem with counseling, whether the couple or the children, I don't care, I serve God. Even if there was no money, I do pro bono. Thank you so much. To God be the glory. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Stanley Karanja. Next, we have Susan Githwa with Doctor of Education from Tennessee State University. Is Susan around?
Yes, I am here.
Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. So excited to be a part of the graduating class of 2021. I joined KESID last year. I didn't know about its existence, and I was introduced to it by Dr. James. Unfortunately, we lost him last month. You know, when we had all the issues about when COVID struck and there were news that international students would have to go home if classes would be online. He told me, you know what, there's this group called KESID and they have very good information, especially about what is going on with immigration. And that is when I joined this group. It has been a resourceful group, although I was trying to wind up everything. So I can say I haven't been participating 100%, but I trust and believe that going forward, that I will be doing so. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm excited and now looking for a job. So if there are jobs out there, I have a doctorate in education, that is EDD, in education leadership. And my concentration is higher education leadership. So do let me know if you come across those jobs. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Susan.
Thank you.
For the next speakers, kindly let's stick to 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. Just a word of thank you for those who have supported you and who have worked with you through this journey. Lina Nyamwaya, would you want to say a word of thank you?
Well, since I have to follow instructions, you know, I had to go change and put on my gown before Professor Rotich gives me a punishment. So I like to follow rules. So since I'm on the program, I just want to thank God for the opportunity. I want to thank God for the accomplishment. A lot of you probably remember me when I started my doctorate in nursing, which I kind of derailed and went back and did a master's in education. I heard Dr. Susan Githwa reach out, let's talk. Here in Minnesota, they're always looking for educators, whether it's in administration or leadership or adjunct in the universities, or if you want to be in leadership, there's always opportunities, and really it's about networking. So for me, I would thank my mom, my late grandmother. I would thank everybody that always cushions us and puts us here. Obviously, I spoke for everyone when I did my speech, so I'm not gonna take as many minutes as everybody, but just really my gratitude for leaders like Professor Gerono. I think being in the world of nonprofit and community service, sometimes it feels like a thankless job. But when you see opportunities like now, that is really your legacy of putting us together to celebrate us, but also to celebrate together. It's not a funeral, it's a celebration. I think for me, that is something that we want to give gratitude to God and also just the leaders of all of these, and really to take this with humility, having all of you as leaders taking your time to come and be with us. So for me, thanks to God, thanks to all of you, and let's communicate and reach out and network, because there's so much power with all these billions we're shipping at home. We can turn it into resources. It's Dr. Miles Monroe who says that as third world people, we were taught how to grow sugarcane and grow cotton, but not how to make sugar and cloth. But we're in the land of opportunity where we are going to take back cloth and sugar and teach our people back home how to turn these things to be effective. So I am grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Lina. Esther Gesare with Masters of Arts in Financial. That is from Youngstown State University. Esther, are you present? Seemingly, maybe she never got a chance to join us. We'll move on. We celebrate Charity Kwamboka Maosa with Master of Science in Biochemistry from Youngstown State University. Charity, are you around?
Yes, I'm around. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So I'd like to thank my family and most especially my sister. She's here actually. She's the one who's pushing me to do these things. So I did a different course in my undergraduate, and I did not know in life if I will ever do a master's degree. But through her being my sister, she pushed me and told me, you know what, you can do this, you can do this. And I told her, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm sorry, like now, yeah, I'm crying, but it's a milestone that I'm celebrating myself. And I thank my family for believing in me and for always telling me to push forward. And that's where I am now. Thank you.
Congratulations, Charity. We move on to Linda Naso Wasike with Masters in Cross-Cultural Studies and International Education from Bowling Green State University. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you. I really would like to thank my parents, even though they're not alive. My mother passed on when I was 10, my father the last year of graduation. And it was a tough track for me to get a job in Kenya and all that, but I kept myself motivated and I found myself in this country teaching Swahili at Brown University. And I told myself, going back to Kenya, where am I even going to? Where am I going back? Because I've got nobody there. But God has been faithful and I've managed to get my master's. I'm so grateful. I'll be starting my PhD in fall. And I just want to leave you with one word. Don't be demotivated to dance in the storm, because if you're waiting, you don't know when that storm is going to end. Do it and continue to nurture the highest version of yourself, because there is nothing that can stop you from achieving what you can. I always say my story is from nothing to something, because I really would never have been here if I would not have gotten that Fulbright scholarship to study, to teach Swahili. And then I invested in saving my stipend to get into master's. Thank you so much, KESID, for this opportunity.
Congratulations, Linda.
Thank you.
We move on to James Malika with Master of Science in Chemistry from Youngstown State University in Ohio. James, are you present? Seemingly he's not present, but we celebrate him. We move on to Joy Wanja Mugambi with Master of Science in Finance from Indiana University. Joy, are you present?
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks. It's really great that you guys are doing this and putting it on. I just learned about it the other day through an African association I'm part of at Indiana University. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys. It's nice to have some ceremonies to talk about this, especially in the COVID times. A lot of graduations are not open right now. So yeah, a little bit about myself. I grew up in Fort Wayne. I did my undergraduate at Purdue University in finance as well. I just got my master's and I'm looking forward to start work full-time this summer and then go to law school part-time in the fall. So hopefully be a corporate lawyer after that. And yeah, that's about it. Could not have done it without the support from my family, both here and back home. It's been a blessing for sure.
Congratulations, Joy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we move on to Karen Baki with a master's in biological sciences, that is molecular biology and biochemistry from Bowling Green State University. Karen, are you present?
Yes, Gilbert. Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you. Now, 5, 10, or even 20 years ago, I never could have imagined I would be here today celebrating this day especially. And for that reason, I do not want to take it for granted. And I want to sincerely put forward my acknowledgement to KESA Foundation and KESID for this opportunity to celebrate us and also giving me a chance to at least give a thank you. And I am Karen Baki, and on the 1st of May, 2021, I graduated from Bowling Green State University with a master's in biological sciences. And when I remember the first time I landed at Bowling Green State University, approximately 1,000 days ago, it was a mixture of excitement and scare for the unknown. Everything moved pretty fast. I was lost, and time, deadlines, and even the way people spoke was really fast. I could not keep up. And for a fleeting moment, I wondered to myself whether this was actually what I wanted to do. And so I do not take it for granted that I've been able to make it through my master's program. And now that I'm joining my PhD in the same school. And for that, I want to sincerely thank my advisor and my lab mates. They've been supportive throughout the process, always ready to help, slow to anger and lenient with my mistake, for it has been an extreme learning process. Also, I want to thank the KESA and the KESID family for the second time again, for they are a monumental embodiment for the mentorship and of what we want to be in future. They keep motivating us to see ourselves like what we could be in future. Finally, thank you, Dr. Gerono, the CEO of KESID, the President Gilbert, executive members, and everybody who is here to celebrate us today. And I want to sincerely say that this gives us a sense of care, of being seen and belonging. Congratulations, my fellow graduates. You did it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Karen. We move on to Leonard Wekesa with a Master's of Arts in Choral Conducting from Radford University, that is Radford, Virginia. Leonard, are you present?
I'm right here.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to celebrate us as graduates for this period when we are graduating. I want to thank the Honorable Ambassador Amayo for being here and gracing this occasion. I want to thank KESID for organizing this function for us to be able to be celebrated, because we have come from far, and where we are, we deserve that celebration. And all the speakers that have come before here for all those very, very important insights on how to survive here in this world, and just for those really amazing comments that you have given to us. I want to thank the Kenyan government really for allowing us to come here through, processing our immigration documents and getting us here. For me personally, I want to thank the Teacher Service Commission that I worked for in 7 years, and they were able to allow me a study leave to come and study in a Master of Arts in Choral Conducting. I'm really glad that I'm one of the a few students from Kenya who have gone forth in the arts to study, music. And I want to encourage all the students who are willing to do this to go forward, because there are many opportunities in music and in the arts that are left out there. And if all of us knew about it, we can be able to advise others to come forward and take it up. I want to thank some of our students who are here, who are taking the studies in the arts all over the United States. I know that you are doing a good job, and most of you are very, very well known for your performances. And I want to ask that we continue supporting one another. I want to thank my family back at home for all the support they've always given to us. And for me, when I came here, I went to Radford University, and I found myself alone for a very long time. Recently, when I was about to graduate, I found one Kenyan student who was studying nursing there, and I was very overjoyed to just see a Kenyan student on campus. And then towards the end, I also realized that there was one professor in the geospatial science department who is from Kenya, and I was really, really excited. And so it's good that we could create communities like this so that we're able to know who is where. And when you're out here in the diaspora, you're able to really get support and help whenever you need it. And so I want to thank everybody else for being here, and congratulations to my fellow graduates. Thank you.
Gilbert, you're muted.
Gilbert? Okay. Gilbert, are you?
Sorry, guys. We move on to Nancy Tonui with Master of Science in Chemistry from Youngstown University. Nancy, are you present? Seemingly she's not present, but we still celebrate her. We move on to Paul Masibo with MBA, majoring in accounting and healthcare management from University of Scranton. Paul, are you present? Seemingly he's not present with us, but we celebrate him. Flora Mweseli with Masters of Laws degree in Alternative Dispute Resolution from University of Southern California. Flora, are you present with us today?
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone. My name is Flora Mweseli. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I recently I graduated actually last year with a Masters of Laws, but because of COVID, we didn't have our ceremony until this year. And I'm just really grateful to my parents and everybody who supported me when I landed in the US in 2019. I really appreciated the theme of what Lina and Professor Gerono was saying about finding communities, and people have really supported me here because it's very lonely when you come from Kenya and you don't know anyone. Grateful to parents and everyone who supported me. And I learned about this group just a couple of weeks ago. I wish I knew about it when I was struggling in school. It would have been very lovely to have a Kenyan community as for students and people pursuing academics. But yeah, I'm grateful, and I hope to network with you guys on other platforms. And yes, just to put this out there, I'm also looking for a job. Okay, have a good night, everyone.
Congratulations, Flora. We move on to Lucio Owocha with Masters of Science in Chemistry from Missouri State University. Lucio, are you with us? Seemingly he's not with us, but we celebrate him. Judith Chepto with Masters in International Relations, Global Studies from Troy University, Alabama. Are you with us, Judith?
Yes.
Welcome.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Judith Chepto from Alabama. And first, I want to thank God for giving us an opportunity and for each and every one of us. And secondly, I would like to thank our parents and family back at home for their support, even in the absence. So thank you so much. Thirdly, I want to thank all the professors and the KESID family. Thank you for having us as your daughters and sons here in America. Thank you for being our parents. God bless you all. Then finally, I would like to be an ambassador in future. So I'm asking Ambassador Mayo to bless me. And I hope someday our dreams are valid. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Congratulations, Judith, and may God favor you in your aspirations. As we say, as Kubai told us, so long as we are contented with what we have and we are determined, we'll get into it. We move on to Sylvester Makobi, who graduated with a graduate certificate in vocology for vocalist from Indiana University. Sylvester, are you with us?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity for being here. Thank my parents back at home and my siblings and actually my village, because when we are escorted to the airport, it's many people come there with a bus to let us to say goodbye. I knew about KESA before even KESID, because a lady by the name Josephine Mwangi invited me, and then I heard there about, hey, there is one for students, and through that I've attended a couple of sessions, and I'm usually so excited to see all my colleagues presenting with the leadership of Gilbert. And thank you, Professor Gerono, for providing this platform. I think Leonard talked a little bit before. I know him from Kenya, who's he's a great musician, and he talked about continuing to support the arts. And right now, when COVID hit, it has been really hard. So as jobs continue to open up, we also ask that you remember us artists and invite us for your performances wherever you are in universities or even in the embassy. And one thing that really caught me is when Lina talked about, creating communities. And that's one thing that growing up in Kenya and singing in choirs, and there's a choir in every organization, Kenya Power Choir, we have Kericho Teachers Choir, that's also a community. So joining choirs also really, it's really great for even your health. And that's what I was studying when I was doing the vocology for vocalists. So it's something which is not common, but not many people go for it. But I felt it's something important for professional voice users to know how to take care of their voices. And for this degree, a couple of friends and mine, we've started an organization in Kenya called Kenya Classical Singers Organization for mentoring other people who want to major in singing. So if you'd like to support us, you're most welcome. Thank you once again, and congratulations to my fellow graduates.
Congratulations, Sylvester. We celebrate you. Edward Jamwe with Bachelor's in Computer Science from Colorado State University. Edward, are you with us this evening?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you first of all for this organization for allowing us to celebrate over here. And first of all, ahead of Lina Nyamwea, I think she should be my sister from the other side. I don't know. Yeah, but thank you all for allowing us over here. A little bit about myself. I arrived here in Colorado. 2013, I did my first bachelor's of electronic engineering. Then this is my second bachelor's in computer science. I just want to thank my friends who helped me when I came in over here and all held my hand to go to school. And that's why I am here today. And thank you so much for allowing us to be here. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Congratulations, Edward. George Kubai with a BS in Biomedical Engineering from Brown University. He's also a co-vice president of the National Society of Black Engineers.
Hello.
George.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, thank you so much for the introduction. So I graduated from Brown University with a degree in biomedical engineering, and post-graduation, I'll be moving to San Francisco to work in health technology consulting. So I just want to say that I'm grateful to everybody who has helped me to get here. They say it takes a village to raise a child. So to my village, I just want to say thank you. I am ever grateful and I'm indebted to you. So in everything that God allows me to do, I hope that I can honor you, everyone who has allowed me to get here. Thank you.
Congratulations, George. Solomon Kiplagat Komen with psychology and criminology major from University of West Georgia. Solomon, are you present with us? But we celebrate you, congratulations. Edwin Ruto, soil science from University of West Georgia. Edwin, are you with us this evening?
I'm here.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm not from West Georgia, actually. You have to correct that. I'm from NC State University in North Carolina. Thank you.
Okay.
There you go, Edwin. Yes, North Carolina.
Yes.
So you got that wrong.
Yeah, so for myself, I came here on 2013 high school. So I'm part of the high school guys from United States. So I went through the system, and I graduated from, I went to a high school in Newark, New Jersey called St. Benedict Prep. And then from there, I was recruited by NC State to run for them. And I joined NC State and I just graduated with soil science and plant biology. I want to say thank you guys who started this organization. This will help us like students to understand more of the struggle that we have here. Like we just come up from home, you don't know anything about America actually. It's complicated, the system is complicated if you don't have somebody to guide you through. So, and something like this is grateful. I want to say thank you to my high school coach, Dr. Cherula Ngetich, which is in Dallas right now. He's the one like he guided me through the system of America, and I understand up to now like with somebody in your side to somebody who like older than me, I leave it, he knows the system well. And I want to encourage the younger guys that just look somebody around you who knows about the system. Don't stick the system. You can go your left side and then you will get forgotten. So I'll say thank you, and those who are graduated with me today, I say, yeah, graduate. Thank you.
Congratulations, Edwin. We celebrate you. We move on to Grace Wanjiku. I was not able to get what you're studying, but you are in Houston Community College. Grace, are you with us this evening? We celebrate you. I think that's the end of the few students we are able to get their particulars so that we celebrate them this evening. And I want to thank each and everyone. There are many who we are not able to get their particulars, but just know we celebrate you as KESID. We wish you well in your endeavors, and we pray that as you continue with your journeys, you continue remembering that we are family and we are here for all of us, both mentors and the students, and we relate at that level. And when you join us, be sure, those who've been with this group, I came here in 2019, and I can assure you since that time, I've benefited a lot. Thank you a lot. And before I move on, I would like to, this event would not have been possible if it were not for the help of the student leaders who are here, who work with me. If you are here, kindly, please just unmute and say hi.
Hello guys, my name is Kevin. Just a little background maybe, real quick. So I'm Kevin Kangede. I'm studying information technology in Bergen Community College in New Jersey, East Rutherford, New Jersey. But I came here in actually January 2020. So ever since more or less I joined KESID, right, along that time, and it's been nice. Been resourceful, I think is the word, yeah. And I'm just, I don't know, this event is an inspiration for guys like us who are still studying, yeah, to eventually graduate, yeah. So congratulations to everybody, yeah. Thank you for paving the way, yeah, for everyone, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelvin. I will not know all of us who are here. So if you're here, Moffat, I see you somewhere.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Moffat Juma, a PhD student at University of Alabama at Birmingham. I'm one of the student leaders. I also take this opportunity to congratulate the graduates. I wish them well as they get out to pursue further studies or looking for a job. With the help of the given faculties, the given a KESID family, I believe that you'll be able to land or get whatever you desire. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moffat.
I think we had, go ahead. Lydia is here. I said Lydia, okay, go ahead. I'm just trying to help. Okay, Lydia, go ahead.
Thank you so much. I just removed the gown, now I'm back to me. My name is Linda Wasike, and I'm honored to work with Dr. Gerono and Gilbert and other student leaders for KESID. And I just wanna thank all of you for attending today. I understand that I've been out there trying to tell some of you to attend this event on Facebook. I've reached out to individual groups. Now, I just want to say that networking is very important, and under the leadership of Dr. Gerono, we've really learned a lot. We've learned of opportunities in here. Students, we encourage you to also recommend other friends who are Kenyans and are around here. You know, some of us will be like, oh, I don't want to interact with Kenyans because they're ABCD. No, this forum is very, very enriching. Please go for it. You see, I'm so grateful that I've had a forum to celebrate me, given that I don't have anyone here. So it's really a very good opportunity. Please make an effort to join. I know Dr. Gerono can always share a link so that students can join our groups. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda. Any other leader present?
Hello, everyone. This is Stanley. I want to, first of all, congratulate all the graduates. Congratulations, and keep your heads up, move to the next step, and never give up. And lastly, I want to say I'm so grateful for this organization. I want to thank all the participants today, and I don't have much to say for today. May you all be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley. Who else is present before we wind up the meeting?
I think Jathy is out there. She was here. Peggy. Joan. I thought I saw Joan Maritim. Joan, are you there? Okay.
No, unfortunately, maybe they left. Thank you. As we near the end of this function, I would want to thank everyone who managed to join us for this event. I know it has taken your time to be with us, and I say thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule just to join us, to say congratulations for those students who've just gone through the system. Thank you for continuing to encourage those who are still in the system. And also thank you for encouraging even those who are aspiring to come from home. I know there are several students who have reached me and they feel encouraged with these meetings. When we meet, their words of wisdom we offer to them that helps them to go on through the process. I have several names of students who are awaiting the interviews to come and join us here in the US. To sum up, I would like to welcome Dr. Wanyama, who will give a vote of thanks on behalf of the board of KESID. Welcome, Dr. Wanyama.
Dr. Wanyama, before you give, you can go ahead and have the board members introduce themselves. I know we've done a lot of work, so you can go ahead and then have the board members just so you know who is behind. You know, we work as a team. There's a lot of work behind the scenes going on. Go ahead, Dr. Wanyama.
Yeah, thank you. On behalf of the KESID board, first and foremost, I wish to congratulate all the graduates 2021 and even the 20 that was moved to 21. It's no simple achievement. We are very proud of you. And in particular, I wish to thank Ambassador Amayo for setting aside time to come and celebrate with our Kenyan graduates. We are glad that you have reminded us all, not only the students, that for higher education, we are actually geared towards self-sufficiency, critical thinking, and innovation. To be honest, there is no way that the country Kenya is going to move forward without those attributes. Thank you for reminding us about those. I also wish to take this opportunity to thank Professor Gerono for mooting this idea, founding this the Kenya Students in Diaspora organization that is able to bring together students and professors and people from the industry just to be able to mentor these students and even help them in areas of need. And in particular, I wish to remind us of last year's after the pandemic hit us. Professor Gerono came up with this idea of getting together. Some contribution was done, and some of the students got some help. It was not much money. We were not able to help everybody, but we managed to get about 10,000, slightly above 10,000 US dollars. And we were able to help only about 44% of those who really needed some help. So we thank Professor Gerono for that. In addition, I wish to thank, there are two kids who are always joining us in whichever, whenever there's an occasion. Jasmine and Miles have always joined us. The young, old, and the very old, they always participate with us. I think this is a very good gesture on their part, and especially on the part of their family. So, Mr. Kuria, we thank you for always putting forward the two kids. They've been part and parcel of almost any organization that I've come across in the United States. Thank you for that. May you continue encouraging them to do that. I also take this opportunity to thank all the students who have graduated today in whichever capacity. And in particular, I want to point out there's Lina and Kubai for the great articulation that you put forward in your areas, in your particular areas. You have demonstrated a high degree of excellence, and it's only our prayer that you may continue moving forward. And you are a very good example to what good students would look like. We pray that you may pursue your dreams. If you want to go for further studies, may you do that and continue also encouraging other Kenyan students to do that. Last but not least, we wish to thank all the participants who joined us tonight to encourage and celebrate with the students who have graduated in this 2021. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wanyama. Go ahead, I thought you were muted.
No, thank you, Dr. Wanyama. I believe Dr. Gerono had asked the board members of KESID to kindly introduce themselves before we wind up.
We can start with Dr. Langat. I'm just looking at who is on top there on the screen. So Dr. Langat, tell us who you are and
Oh, hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Langat. I'm a chemistry instructor at University of North Florida. And I came over here close to 20 years, and when I look at the graduates today, I was just like you. So please press on to Tamak. Someday you will also be in our position. Thank you.
thank you, Dr. Langat. I see, let me see. Dr. Wanyama has spoken. Dr. Ndiangui.
Thank you, Dr. Yolanda. Thank you, everybody. This is a very special moment. No nation can prosper without taking care of its youth. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for recognizing that the occasion awards are very powerful, Lane, and everybody who talked. We are honored. Mentoring is an honor. It's a gift to me. I feel good when I mentor. And thank you, Jelana, and everybody for the students to give us a chance to do that. We are honored. We'll continue doing so. Let's reach out to each other. We all need each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ndiangui. Dr. Mbaha, Janet.
Good evening and congratulations to all the graduates. My name is Dr. Janet Msembe Mbaha Zaneski. I'm a professor of Health and Human Performance at Alabama A&M University. And I studied physical education. So to one of the speakers that was talking about music, our government needs to support the arts and all other areas, the subjects that don't seem like important, because I remember a professor of education, philosophy of education at Kenyatta University. He actually accused us of going to jump in the field for 3 years and get a certificate that we called a degree because we're taking physical education. So those are the kind of attitudes that need to be changed. We've come to this country, excelled, and we welcome all the students from Kenya, encourage talent, encourage students that have unique things that they can be able to do, because this is a great country. And to the graduates, I'll say, go forth and impact the world, and congratulations again, and God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Baha. We appreciate. Actually, the other day, one of my mentors was telling me that my area is in kinesiology, and right now in Kenya, we're only 2 full professors in kinesiology. That is our mentor, Dr. Thompson, and myself, and we're joining the board. So yes, we have come a long way, and we will go far. Professor Theuri.
Well, thank you, Dr. Gerono. I want to say congratulations to all the graduates. I felt like I was the one graduating tonight. It's inspirational to see you achieve, and we are here for you. And it never ceases to be inspirational. So go out and make a difference in the world. Congratulations to you, and we wish you success in everything that you do from here on. And I just want to thank also the speakers for wonderful speeches this evening. They were very encouraging as well. And thank you, Dr. Gerono, for putting this together. It's always very, very helpful to the students. And it's a privilege for me to be a mentor. And the last time we had a graduation, we had a student that I kind of mentored, and just want to let you know she got her visa, so she's ready to come. So that's a success story. So we continue to celebrate these successes of our students. Thank you and good night.
Thank you so much. I don't see any other, if I forgot, I don't see Dr. Wiley. Dr. Wiley is very interesting. She actually started a home in Kawangware, so I think she's already in Kenya. She's a Mzungu who works with us at North Carolina, Dr. Matisha. She has a girls' home in Kawangware. I think she's already in Kenya. I'm going to see her next week. Dr. Machai, who is our treasurer, is in Kenya. He lost his mother. And I don't see any other members. But Ambassador, all these people here, I cannot mention. Each and every one of them here who is not a student is a mentor. Each one of them, I cannot tell you right now, we have about 5 different WhatsApp groups. We have 2 main groups that are full. We have a chemistry group. We have a physics and engineering group. We have a physics and math group. We are getting ready to develop. So we have about 5 WhatsApp groups. We have a Telegram group. We have a Facebook. We have Twitter. So each and every person, and in those groups, we have at least 5 mentors. So this is a great, again, like I said, it just makes me want to cry. But our purpose is just to pay back, to pay forward, and just to support our brothers and sisters. We've come from far. We've been there, done that, and we just want to pay back. We just want to support. Like I said, we are here to hold you. We're here to support you every step of the way. Personally, that is what I told the Lord. As long as I'm alive, help me to help somebody. Help me to make a difference in somebody's life. Thank you so much. Gilbert, I hand over to you.
Thank you, Professor Gerono. Before we get a prayer from Pastor Ngetich, on behalf of students, I would like to welcome Moffat to move a vote of thanks. Moffat.
We also want to thank KDR-TV. This has been airing this program. They've really partnered with us. They've mentored with us. Thank you so much. I call him His Excellency Kebwato. He's actually all airing this live right now as we speak. So we do appreciate you. You've partnered with us in so many ways. And thank you, everybody. I don't want to mention names. I know you've all mentored, you've all supported. You've all given a hand, you've all made a phone call, you've given $1, whatever it takes. God bless you. Let me give you a story. When I was in Kenya High, I went to Kenya High School and we struggled. We didn't have anything. And I'm not talking about BBI or whoever, but the person who held our hand were so many of us from the village. The shoes we had, the girls were laughing at us because we were from the village. But Ida Odenga, every weekend, she used to pick up all the girls from the village. At that time, Raila was in detention. She used to pick us every weekend. We used to have a weekend called Weekend Out. She used to come with a van, collect all the girls from the village. She would take us to her house, cook for us, buy us shoes, whatever we needed, tie, whatever we needed. And she would take us to Chumi and buy shopping for us for free. What she did to me, I vowed to pay back to somebody. She didn't know us. She didn't have to do that. But she made such a huge difference. It's not about politics, but she held our hand, and that is why I'm here today, because it was stressful to be in a big school with rich girls and you have nothing yourself. Moffat, go ahead.
So we've had a lot of advices going around. I believe that we've been able to share much. Mine is to be very brief, to sincerely thank our ambassador for sparing time to share with our graduates, also to Lena and George for those given a very wonderful pieces of advice, to our Professor Gerono for the good job you're doing. Thank you so much. Our living God will bless you for this given sacrifices you do for us each given occasion. For the participants, for sparing your time, we thank you so much. And as you retire to bed and other given duties, I wish you well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moffat. Let's have Pastor Ngetich closing this meeting with a prayer.
Moffat.
Thank you.
Pastor
Go ahead.
Ngetich.
Yes,
Just
please.
before, after Pastor Ngetich prays, you can hang out, you can talk, you don't have to leave. There's always room at the table. I wish we could share any refreshments, or we cannot, but you can hang around. Thank you again, everybody. Pastor Ngetich is my wonderful neighbor, my mentor. So, and feel free to hang around, talk with us after the prayers.
Thank you again, Cherono. Thanks, everybody, and congratulations. Let us pray. It's been a wonderful time to be in your presence, oh God. And now as we look back and look forward, continue to give us the thirst for more knowledge, for lifelong learning, and to be able to reach out and reach forward to many that will need to be used of us. So Father, I pray that you may be able to bless each one of us as we go our separate ways. Open doors for those who will be looking for jobs. Open doors, oh God, for each one of us to be a light that will be able to shine all the darkness away. And Father in heaven, when we are finally done, may we be found to be faithful custodians of the light that you have given us. Dismiss us tonight, not from your presence, but with your blessing, because we want to ask you and thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you and good night, everybody.
Thank you for coming.
You can unmute and hang out, say something. Thank you, Ambassador. We really appreciate you. We've stayed with us for 2 hours. We do not take that for granted.
Thank you very much. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Asante.
Asante sana.
God bless you, Ambassador.
Thank you. Na msisahau kutambua wazee kama Philip Mutisia, mzee.
Oh, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right.
Thank you, Ambassador. I was waiting to see her make a mistake because I mentored her all this time.
Yes, it's my mentor.
I cannot forget to acknowledge
actually
Professor Ndiangui and Professor Cherono.
Yes.
Their network has been very useful to me actually since my arrival here in July last year. But God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ambassador Mzee Mutisia is a mentor of mentors, so we do not do this.
Yes.
Asante sana mzee.
Yeah, asante. And I'll be reaching out to you. I have a group of people who are supporting me with the TVC's training to develop a virtual learning. And they want us to come visit with you and connect with other people in DC who are, of course, like Congress Butterfield, who is our congressman from here. So I'll reach out. I was trying to get Geronimo to let you know because she's always have a direct line.
The line is available. And I'm here with Mr. Koech. If you don't get Koech, you don't get me. At least then you can get Geronimo, you can get Ndiangui.
Oh yes.
Yeah, this is an effort to partner with the diaspora, with the Kenya education system. And I've gotten the TVCs who are close to K-12 than universities. Universities have not been able to break that bridge. And we are connecting them already, mentoring and training 10 TVCs in the 3 counties. And we want to create as a model, then we'll reach other counties. And this is where we need all of you. You don't have to move to Kenya to be part of the investing back home training and teaching. The virtual learning is thing to go. And we will be coming to appeal to you, Mr. Ambassador, to support us because there's a way to partner with you here and then link us at home and look for funding, which I know how we're going to get it. So we'll make an appointment. They want to come and meet you because of what you have done. You come and support us. In the past, when I came here a long time ago, we never even thought about Kenya Embassy because we thought you're going to get us. but you have changed that equation. I feel coming even with the previous ambassador, he made it feel at home with you and your extension of the office of the president. and we recognize that. So thank you for your leadership. And Gerono, I cannot be proud of Jangui, Wanyama, and all of you. I know some of you cannot remember the names. So I always feel very, very happy, because I know when I was in grad school with the Uhuru, we really did not have anything. And we were part of the organization, and we made a difference in New England. And that gave him a leadership, what he cares. I can see whatever he presents, he got it from where we were. It was very tough. So I want to congratulate everybody. And I'm also a coordinator of an education technology program in North Carolina Central University, where we also work with Gerono. So that's what you need, is distance education. It's online, and the best program voted 3 years in a row as #1 program in the country. Ed Tech, instructional design, everybody, whatever degree you have, you can come and we can help. And then my job is to get you back with the Diaspora University. We are seeking for investors and employee. If you'll be the one to teach, I'm looking for professors to teach at Diaspora University. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll have it arranged, as you rightfully pointed out. And as I said, my colleague, Mr. Koech, is here with us.
Yeah.
And it's good to have Wazes. It's not only Mutisia, Mzee Theuri is also around. Namu.
Yes.
Can we hear from Mr. Koech to tell us what his role is? Because I think this is the first time we're having somebody in that position. It would be good to hear from him and tell us how you can support us. Here we have academicians, we have scholars and students and all. Yeah.
But Mr. Koech is assigned by us to be looking after diaspora and matters education, but he's not from Ministry of Education.
Oh, okay.
He's not an education officer. He's a political officer, second councillor.
Okay.
And so that we have somebody who can be handling education matters is important. So we designated him.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you, and God bless.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Koech, it's your turn.
Yeah, Koech, we want to hear your voice.
Evening, everyone. Congratulations for the new scholars on board. We wish you well. I know this is the first time for me talking to you. And surely, long time ago, for those of us whom we graduated in Kenya, you can recall during graduation, the traffic jam that could be on the roads. I know you guys were so lucky that there are no traffic jams now. Only maybe bundles, the issue of bundles. But that notwithstanding, the time that we are in is really very challenging. There are so much expectations, more so for the young generation that we are in. The old men whom we look up upon, definitely they have played their role. It's our time to make a difference. It's our time to brighten our generation. Let us make sure that we remember where we came from. We are so thirsty for your skills. Let us do the skills transfer back home. Let us not only think about the usual aspect of diaspora remittance in terms of finances. Let us also have that technological transfer back at home. If there is anything you guys in diaspora you would like us to do as an embassy, anything, I have shared with you the diaspora email. Please do an email to me on that. That is, I handle that email account, and also for the education. Share with me If there is any event that you like the embassy to participate in any way, kindly do share with me also. We will see how best we can participate. If time and resources allows, there will be someone coming over to represent the office and the government of Kenya in your function. Diaspora is very important, and the Kenya government really values it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, as you guys, you can recall in every presentation by His Excellency the President on matters diaspora is so much passionate about it. Recently, there was a survey which I believe many of us may have participated on diaspora remittance. It was basically to collect data on how best diaspora can be mainstreamed on issues relating to the government national development agenda. That shows how the diaspora is very important. As you have heard, I'm a political officer, not directly from education, Minister of Education. But there is something that it's very important, Balozi may have wished to mention about the grants, the scholarship from the Kenya government to diaspora. It has been an issue under discussion for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
As we are talking now, it's only the Higher Education Loans Board extends loans only to Kenya students within East Africa community. It could have been so much interesting to have the same extended to all the other Kenyans, wherever they may be. The matter is actually pending in the Parliament. We hope in due course of time that act or bill will come, the bill will come to see the light of the day. But because we come from specific constituencies, I'm not trying to trigger any incitement. Kindly talk to that member of Parliament from where you come from to see how best the same can be followed through to a logical conclusion at Parliament. Say that the same facility could be extended to Kenyans in diaspora. I think that could be very important to all of us. And because when the vote of thanks has been moved and everyone has, my Balozi has stopped, it will amount to insubordination when you talk after him. I wish you well, good night. And those who graduated, all the best. May you have the bright future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Koech.
Yes, please.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that issue because we've been following that aggressively with what's my friend's name? The chair, the CEO of HOPE. Yeah, so we've had that conversation. We've also talked with the chair of the Parliamentary Committee on Education, Ms. Mutua, and the committee. So yes, we have been following. We actually invited that committee to come to our KESID conference in Dallas. So we sent an invitation letter to the entire Education Committee of the Parliament, so we can actually engage them, Evie. So that is good. Yeah, we'll follow up with that because we have initiated that conversation actually with Professor Ndiangui. We talked to the chair of the Education Committee, the governor. We talked to the Senate, and then now we've been engaging. I've been engaging the chair, the chair of the chair of the Education Committee in Parliament. So this is great. So we'll follow up with that.
Yeah, but we'll get in touch. Are you in the office tomorrow? You are hard.
We'll come tomorrow morning.
Professor, even if I'm not in the office, you can get me online. I'll give you. Let me share my number, or can I share? Or we do it bilaterally? Because I have yours, Professor, I'll give you.
I can give it to him. I have it. I have all the direct numbers.
I will call you tomorrow, Koech. There's a lot of business to talk about for this.
Thank you so much.
I can share with Yeah, I can share with Koech. Yeah, thank you so much again. We appreciate you.
Okay, thank you. Wish you well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.